Versatile Mage. Chapter 12 Lightning Force, Lightning Strike. Speaking of which, Zhu Bing, aren't your preferences a bit too much? This girl does indeed look good, however, being able to do that is a bit hard to say. I think so, too. In this all-girls school, there are numerous pretty girls. The people are dumb, but they have money. Just threaten them a bit and they'll cave in. Why would you go through so much trouble for just this one girl? What do you know? It's called having good taste. Zhu Bing viciously glared at the group of people. While he was starting to feel dissatisfied with the terrible taste of this group of boys, Zhu Bing raised his head and saw a young man wearing a black t-shirt, walking toward the pavilion with a cold aura surrounding him. Hey, this guy seems familiar. Crap, speak of the devil, isn't this the brother next door to the girl? This guy, I've been wanting to deal with him for the longest time for obstructing me from trying to hit on this girl. Who would have thought that you'd come to me by yourself? It just happens that there are quite a few of my brothers here today. We'll just let you have a taste of getting beaten, and we'll see if you dare to stand up again in the future. Brothers, grab your weapons. Zhu Bing stood, his gaze interlocked with Mo Fan's cold eyes. The man with cowboy adornments, the young man with a cigarette hanging from his mouth, the man with the headphones, and the man wearing the jacket immediately stood up as they all looked to their side. Bro, we didn't bring weapons. The cigarette man moved closer to Zhu Bing's ear as he faintly whispered. What the heck? Do you need weapons to deal with this guy? Beat him up real good. For the instruction of Brother Zhao Kunsen, if we beat him up, then it's on him. Zhu Bing slapped the talkative brother on the forehead with his palm as he responded in rage. The man with the cigarette felt wronged. You were the one who said to grab the weapons. It seems like it's just wordplay. Since it's something Brother Zhao Kunsen has instructed before, the man with the jacket removed it as he chuckled, revealing his white tank top and bulging muscles. Mo Fan looked attentively at the five trash from the Azura Bear gang with a gaze that felt as though he was looking at domesticated animals. HMPH. Kid, let's put it like this. My interest in a girl like your sister is practically the luckiest thing in her life. Do you think anyone else is like me, Zhu Bing, who doesn't care that she's a cripple? There's no reason for a cripple to act like a goddess. If there's anyone who wants her, then you should burn the money and thank Buddha. Zhu Bing pointed at Mo Fan as he revealed his true intentions. Zhu Bing's patience had run out after all these years. Look at me, Zhu Bing, I have the looks and the strength. Within the Guangxi district, I'm quite the character. If Yi Xingxia were to follow me, she would be able to live well whether times are good or bad, and she'd always have minions at her service. The point is, learn to appreciate favors. Now, obediently call me brother-in-law. Seeing how we're going to be a family, we will be gentle with you. This way, we can tell Zhao Kunsen and Mu Bai we beat you up. If you're still resisting, then we'll break your legs so you can be a cripple along with your sister. The muscular man in the white tank top commanded. After hearing this, Mo Fan's chest began heaving violently. He glanced at the pavilion. In the middle of the pavilion, there was a lone wheelchair with poker cards on top of the seat. Originally, Mo Fan was extremely angry from seeing these dregs using Yi Xingxia's wheelchair as a table for playing poker. However, now that he had heard these humiliating insults from Zhu Bing, Mo Fan felt as though his chest was about to explode. A cripple, I, Mo Fan, have pledged a vow. If someone were to ever say this kind of stuff to Yi Xingxia, then I will make sure they regret being reincarnated as a human. Stop wasting time with this kid. Go beat him up. I alone am enough to deal with him. Brothers, you just stand to the side and watch. The muscular man in the white tank top began cracking his fists. Mo Fan looked at them with extremely icy eyes. However, as they were messing around here, they didn't notice one thing. He was forging a vicious, purple-colored lightning path within his eyes. The star path contained a tremendous lightning force that was about to erupt like a volcano under Mo Fan's rage. Do you really think I'm still the same Mofan you can take advantage of? A restless force began to tremble in the atmosphere around Mofan. It was like fully armed soldiers waiting for commands from their general. You, who isn't even on the same level as a domesticated animal, are just in time to taste the flavor of lightning. The moment the angry voice transmitted from his throat, the 7 stars formed and became a star path, causing the power from the lightning star dust to gather within Mofan's right arm. Buzz! An astonishing arc of lightning sparked across Mofan's body like a python. In the next second, the restless lightning in the atmosphere began to assemble within Mofan's right arm, emitting an ear-piercing noise. Heavens! What is that? Why is there lightning crackling around his body? This kid, heavens, he's a mage. Among these people, Zhu Bing was the one who had seen the most of the outside world. Mage, was said with certainty. This group was certainly famous ruffians within the Guangxi district, and yet, ruffians still relied on punches and kicks. In front of a real magician, they weren't even enough to be called dregs. How could he be a mage? Zhu Bing and the group were exceedingly scared by the incredibly shocking scene in front of them. In their perspective, if one could leave a mark after punching a tree, then one would be considered incredible among ruffians. However, they had never met someone whose body was enshrouded by crackling lightning arcs. Everything within the circumference of a few meters looked like a destroyed high-voltage area. Incorporeal power pressured them, causing their entire bodies to feel numb. Lightning force, lightning strike. All the invocations were complete. This time, Mofan was genuinely using the primary rank skill, lightning strike. He suddenly raised his arm, his palm facing the sky. All the trembling lightning arcs in the surroundings emitted a sharp sound. They were just like a group of elemental warriors in purple-colored armor who had just received a command as they suddenly unsheathed their weapons. Annihilate them. With unfathomable rage, Mofan relied on his instincts to control the lightning force that heeded his commands. He ferociously gripped his fist. An arc-like lightning element emerged and shot toward Zhu Bing, who was standing at the very front, as well as toward the muscular man's location. The lightning arc came forth from high altitude. Every strike was like a whip filled with immense power, whipping Zhu Bing and the muscular man to the floor. At the same time, it left behind strands of marks as it continued to whip them on the floor. PSH. Zhu Bing and the muscular man were beaten down to the floor. Just a while ago, they were still putting on airs, but now, in the moment the lightning strike fell on them, flesh lacerated from their backs, skin burning to a crisp. They wanted to scream out in pain, but not a sound came from them. The lightning strike's strands of power were like small pythons, scurrying around their bodies. Every time they scurried, Zhu Bing and the muscular man twitched in pain. Pudong. After feeling this dreadful power, the man with the cigarette was so frightened that he began to kneel on the floor. His body unconsciously began to tremble. The man in the cowboy adornments was completely dumbstruck. It was as though he had turned into a statue. Although the man with headphones was just standing there, without getting hit by the lightning strike, his jeans were completely soaked, and it even started dripping down on his shoes. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.